What is up, guys? Back into today with another reaction on the channel. Today I'll be reacting to the Look Back movie. I believe this is by the author of Chainsaw Man, although this is a very different story, it seems. I haven't really heard too much about the subject. I think it's about manga, and drawing manga, but I could be totally wrong about that. I've also heard lots of really awesome things. I've also heard some bad things as well. It's, as with everything nowadays, it's either absolutely amazing or it's absolutely awful. So yeah, heard way more stuff loving it than I have hating it, but looking forward to it nevertheless. I'm a big fan of Chainsaw Man, so hopefully this will be just as good. Again, hopefully in different areas though. Let me know what you guys think about this movie down in the comment section though. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with any of my reactions. And let's get right into it. In those positive reviews I've heard it's very emotional, so yeah. You guys know I love my stuff like that. But yeah, you rarely hear a movie or anything's like just good or alright nowadays, do you? And it's always like an extreme. Oh yeah, I haven't seen that logo in quite some time. Yeah, again, I think this is based on a manga artist or like an aspiring manga artist, and I think that's why I'm really looking forward to it if that is the case. Because obviously that's going to be something very close to the author, and I really love getting an insight into a person like that. Currently, I'm reading Nana, and at the minute, I think that's really giving me an amazing insight into who the author is as a person. Yeah, I think I'm right. There's loads of manga on the left there. Probably a few references. I'll try to see if I can spot any quickly. No. And again, I don't own any manga. Look back. Lovely, lovely OST so far. Sounds like it's gonna be emotional. Yeah, sorry about that cut, guys. Yeah, I'm currently watching a movie called Existend, which is probably gonna be a million miles away from what this is. Very strange movie so far by Cronenberg. So calm down. A brutal start to your manga. Mikao. Is that him? Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess they did kind of kiss. And he killed probably billions of people while doing so. Okay, I mean, it's a short manga, that one. Pretty good, pretty funny though. I like it. Sorry, guys. Not sure why it sounds. I'm turning it up and it still sounds quiet. Never be too mean to people like that. You never know what they're going through. And this is the new stuff. After school. Okay, I mean, I'm liking the kind of perspective so far. Us getting two different kind of manga stories. What is this reaction? What is this reaction? So, what is the story here? It is just what this is saying here. Da 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 da. Seems like someone's mad here. Can't exactly read what's being said. The OST while this is playing was kind of horrific with the piano. So this is a horror story for the author of this. Seems like. Sports day as a classroom. The drawings are like especially these drawings of the backgrounds and such look really good, don't they? I wish I could read what this says. Put that down there. Can't read the kanji is the issue. Oh. Yeah, the drawings look nice. Again, it kind of seems like this is a day that the student who's drawn this is kind of like dreaded or something. They just like don't like this, so yeah, they're kind of drawing their nightmares here, which is reality for everyone. I assume. I don't know. This is quite the look on someone's face. Everyone in the class seems pretty impressed. It's also really cool that this school does this. This is a really good way to like help promote an upcoming mangaka. Wow. Big old class as well. Oh, well, yeah. I think they're, like, yeah, going overboard a bit with it there, but that's what it feels like for her, I imagine. I feel like it's very unavoidable, but when you're in school and such, it really is super hard to stop comparing yourself to others because school kind of promotes comparing yourself to others. And it's good, it can be good, but it can also be detrimental. Competitive, I see. See, like this is a good thing from it. It's made her. I imagine this is a girl. Again, it's actually a little bit hard to tell design wise. Maybe it's like purposely ambiguous. I don't know. But yeah, this is a good thing. Like, it's made them try harder, which is awesome. But you can put yourself down a bit too much as well. Like, it can go too far. Again, apologies about this. I want to go back to the shop, but yeah, the music again. I think it's just where I'm watching, to be honest. Although last time I went to the cinema, I watched Alien Romulus, and I noticed the sound was almost unbearably loud during that showing. With this, it kind of seems again the volume between like the highs, like the highest highs sound wise, and the lowest lows. There's a lot of the sound right now is super that loud. Whereas when it's just like talking and such, it's really quiet. But again, that's probably just where I'm watching it thing. I think you're in for quite a rough time if you're super competitive. I mean, again, it probably is a positive, but if you compare yourself to every like, especially if you are a professional manga artist, I think you're gonna have a hard time if you compare yourself to every other manga artist. But I imagine it is something they do, especially with like sales and such. And I imagine there's quite a lot of, as much as there's probably a lot of appreciation for like the top selling manga artists, there's probably a lot of negative feelings towards them as well, perhaps. She's literally been obsessed with drawing ever since then, hasn't she? That is unhealthy, to be honest. Getting that obsessed about something like that. It literally says it on the door. But that pisses you off, doesn't it? people like this is one rule for them, different one for everyone else. Got a lot of expression, hasn't she? Classic. I've done that. I think everyone's done that. Okay. Wow. Do you know what? It's almost exactly like the one that we saw. That really is like, again, I think this is a negative because it's not like taken that comparison and doing something good with it. This kind of very much seems like she's not copied it, but like thing for thing, but she's done the. I'm not sure if this is just the usual way of doing it. It very well could be, and I could just be talking nonsense. But like she's done it the exact same style of like setting, then moment, setting, then moment, setting, then moment, which is probably just the usual style, but feels like quite familiar in that sense. I don't know. So yeah, this is a little joke about someone calling their teacher bad, which again is totally understandable, isn't it? Is he my dad? Okay. Yeah, feels a bit cheap, even though she's worked so hard to get to this point. But again, I could just be talking nonsense, so don't take my word for it. In terms of drawing and stuff like that, I have like little to no experience. I used to like making Pokemon sprites on Paint back in like the late 2000s, and that's about it. Where you'd like get two like Pokemon and kind of mix them together, kind of like fusions nowadays. But back then it was like Generation 4 or 5, and we'd have pixels and just dots we'd work with. I used to really like doing that though. What is there any sense of accomplishment that she's has right now? It doesn't look like it. No one else seems to be majorly impressed. Back to being a normal kid. Proud sister. Not gonna lie though, I do kind of get obsessive sometimes over things, especially when I'm like learning something and really interested in it. Like games, like it's one I'm really big at. If I love a new game or something, I'll put so many hours into it and maybe kind of ruin it a bit. I maybe wish the experience lasted a bit longer, but I try and like understand everything. And yeah, I'm 100% in it. Yeah, I don't know. It's quite amazing that that person has graduated from their home. Just gonna walk in, are we? I think the interest is definitely there from her side, isn't it? So, I mean, totally the wrong decision, but understandable, I think. That's a lot of books. It must cost a lot for their parents. Actually, I don't know, maybe they're pretty cheap. But this many, if anything, it's got to cost quite a bit. Oh, do you reckon this person was doing the same? Having the same thoughts about her manga and drawings? Well, they won, I guess. Would you consider that winning? I guess they won and not coming out. Rather a strange imagination this girl's got. Again, I think you need to have a bit of a strange imagination and such to be in this. Wow, that really was just terrible luck. But yeah, you need to be a kind of strange person, I think, to do stuff like this. Like Quentin Tarantino and like great directors, usually quite weird people, but they kind of need to be. Otherwise, their movies wouldn't be interesting. Oh shit, Sensei. So yeah, yeah, it seems like this person has also been kind of having similar thoughts towards her drawings. But look of relief. Again, I really love the character expressions, and they've been pretty amazing so far. Damn, he really is. I almost called it a he. Apologies, like I said, the character designs do look Again, slightly ambiguous. But I'm not sure how you can't be chuffed at that, to be honest. Meeting someone that upbeat towards your work. Look at her. Ecstatic. Although, best hope no one's recording you right now. I think in Japan they're respectful and don't do that kind of stuff. See, this is like the good kind of motivation. Funny that she's received like two different kinds of negative and kind of positive motivation from that same source. It's also nice to know that the Hikikomori received good motivation and was a fan of the work. Took it well. Wasn't like constantly just awful over it, if you know what I'm saying, and had the negative motivation that we saw this girl have. I think this could be the start of a beautiful relationship. The dying man. Interesting. Isn't that usually someone like reserved for families? Oh, I guess a little bit of time's gone by. Yeah, that usual kind of to be honest, it's usually quite an emotional. I remember here that obviously that's a quite big plot point in like Monster. And usually that's like again quite family kind of centric, right? Where you say like to die man, and it's like oh Kairi Nasai, and it's usually like a mother saying that to like a son or something, or like again someone coming home from school to their parents though usually, or to their family members. So maybe they've just got this comfortable with each other that she's like she comes around this much. Also, where are the parents is a question. But yeah, she comes around this much. She's just that comfortable. And again, I think a little bit of time's gone by, judging from the character designs right here. But yeah, we haven't seen the parents whatsoever of this Hikikomori, have we? They don't seem to be too present. The house we saw earlier when she arrived looked kind of spotless. I can't imagine this this girl goes out even to the rest of her household too much, judging by the looks of it. Now they're working together. Metal Parade. Oh, there's One Piece. They win. It got him as the Pirate King as well. Pretty sure. Runner up. Oh, okay, that's good. Not winning, which again, when you're in the, like, I know it's still good, but if you haven't won, but it's like one of those things when you're in the heat of the moment, it doesn't feel that good. I don't know. Should still feel good. To be honest, I was gonna say it's been a while since we've had this kind of weather in the UK. To be honest with you, it's like snowed that much and such. I do quite like it when it's like that. So runner up. It looks like it was some kind of like battle kind of shonen or something. Guy's got one of those Dragon Ball kind of eyes. I've never watched Dragon Ball, so yeah, could be chatting rubbish. Okay, they're happy with it. Good. Like I said, some people would actually, yeah, Butterfly Effect. I used to love that movie. I used to really love that movie. I think I love the concept of the movie more than the actual movie. So I have noticed that the Hikikomori girl wasn't given any credit as an author, and I hope she at least gets some money. I'm not sure what she'd use it for. Probably just more equipment. I was expecting it to maybe buy authors, da 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 and da da. I'm not sure if that. I think in the real world, it is just like the main author, and then they have like a whole team with them that don't get listed as the author, but that help work on it. So maybe it's just like that kind of relationship. But they've worked equally hard on it. Is my thing. Nice to see her out and enjoying stuff. To be honest, these quick little moments here. Of course, of course. That's the thing with life. Sometimes you have an awesome time. Sometimes you have a shitty, terrible day with shitty, terrible people. But if you never step out, you'll never have those good moments either. Okay, they're humans. See, that's a little bit more like what I'm watching right now with a lot of Cronenberg stuff. That's some beautiful artwork as well, isn't it? Fucking hell. And like, it's even more amazing because it's actually drawn. like, like they're actually drawing it in an already drawn like anime, if you know what I'm saying. Insane. $17. I've heard something similar. That is also true. However, there is obviously still lots of positives. And it's actually pretty amazing she's made that decision, considering. I didn't really want to bring it up during that really nice moment, but we saw when the hands were kind of, she was like, she's always holding and like dragging her along with her and bringing her through like the kind of tough but really fun times and like going around with people, going out the city and stuff. But we saw during that scene like her fingers kind of slipping and she was able to kind of run on her own a little bit there, and I thought that did kind of signify this. But oh my god, I didn't mention it just because yeah, it was a nice moment. But I'm totally down for the decision. Again, you do hear people that do like art degrees and such, and having no kind of help on them, and lots of like manga, not manga. I don't really know too much about manga artists, but loads of artists and such said that yeah, these degrees and such don't actually really mean too much of anything. But I think it's still a really good experience, isn't it? And if it can like help her kind of walk on her own and come out of her shell a little bit and such as well, like all power to her. But yeah, she will have to conquer quite a bit, to be honest, won't she? I mean, that is a bit nuts. I haven't talked to the cashier. Try thing, isn't it? Damn, look at that piece of equipment. That's totally fair. It's exactly what she wanted. What she obsessed over for so long. You want to get better. Oh, that's just Chainsaw Man right there. Obviously. What is this piece of equipment? This is giant. Holy crap. It looks like a giant DS. It looks like the giant bottom half of a DS. I have seen kind of tablets and such that artists draw with nowadays that is really impressive. But yeah, obviously that's just Chainsaw Man right there. Shark Man. So what was the sales stuff going on here? I didn't realise they had so she's got like an ongoing series. So I think this is her like ongoing series with was that Haikyuu there perhaps? With Hinata? Yeah, and it's replaced One Piece on the cover of Jump, by the way. Which is quite nuts. But yeah, it looks like it was initially really popular and then took a massive drop and then picked up again, but it's just been kind of dropping. But it looks like it's going to be, again, I don't fully understand this, but it looks like it's actually picking up a bit now again once the now that they probably replaced the background person, got a new assistant or whatever. Looks a lot like my YouTube charts and stuff. This happens quite often. It usually goes like, ooh, 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 ooh. There's power. And there's like big spikes, but it always kind of, yeah, always ends up kind of settling down. What must you be drawing to have that look on your face? Draw harder. Again, I love stuff like that. Like One Piece, it's got some crazy ass facial expressions, and I love it for that. Well, it looks like it's doing really well, actually. #1 anime adaptation confirmed. So do you reckon this relates a lot to the, like I mentioned this in the intro. Sorry to pause again. I mentioned this in the intro. I imagined this would be close to the author, and there'd be a lot of interesting stuff. Probably a lot I don't understand. That I imagine manga artists would actually like. There's lots of stuff they could pick up on here that I won't pick up on whatsoever. So do you imagine this is actually like a kind of true story in a sense, with like inspirations from the author's life? I imagine it would be. That just tends to happen, even if authors and people who create stuff don't intend on making it fully about themselves. They end up pouring themselves in there somewhere. So I've got to imagine that as a bit of thing from somewhere in there. Looking out for any more references. But yeah, again, there's at least a small portion of this is definitely kind of based on the mangaka of Chainsaw Man's life. I mean, Chainsaw Man is literally the manga of the character in here, so. It's like she can't quite find the right fit for an assistant. The fuck? I have an axe. Hope she picks up. Fuck, that's crazy. A man randomly come out of an axe. Well, this is not. I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. Now we're back in the past a little bit. And it really sucks because I mentioned this a minute ago how there's positives and negatives to going out. You should always take that risk, but this is also a risk, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's like get the positives of meeting people like she's met a friend here, having a fun time, but also this is why I'm kind of scared to go to America. At some point, anyone can just kill you. Someone can just pull a gun on you and just go bang. Yeah, fucking. And yeah, it's just like it's horribly ironic, isn't it, that the old Hikikomori is the person that gets killed for going out like this. Let's say 12 people died. It's insane. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I don't want to talk about America too much, but it's one of those things. Like, it's scary that someone could just end your life like that out there. And there's like a foreigner that obviously there's nothing you can do, even if you had a gun. It's like you're talking about like split seconds and such and so on there. But even in like London and stuff, people die like this every day and such, like getting stabbed and so on. It's just like, yeah, there's a real danger out there, but it's just like of all people, it's just like it's almost insulting that this person like tried so hard and like made out of their room and took a risk and wanted to improve themselves. They get punished by death for that. It's like, the world isn't fair, is it? The world really isn't fair. Might get punished for doing something positive, but you actually you would have been better off doing something negatively affects you. I don't know. 12 dead. Crazy. Sorry to pause again. What did that say about the art being plagiarized? The art I posted on the internet was plagiarized. Who is? Oh, there's so much text here. Even if I could read Japanese, that would take me like 10 minutes to read. Um, whose perspective is that talking there? Is it? Oh, one of the girls. Is it the? Oh, I totally fucked up the time there. By the way, apologies. Quite lucky I paused. Yeah, who plagiarized? Plagiarized. Yeah, kick this out. Incredible, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite ironic that really looks like Denji right there. That kind of manga panel she drew kind of came to life a little bit, didn't it? I mean, it was the right thing. Like I said, it was the right thing to come out. But at the end of the day, it wasn't. Like, yeah. Like I said, it was the right thing. And you went and saw that beautiful smile right there. Is this like a what if? Yeah, is this like a what if she didn't come out? Hmm, interesting. I wonder if it would have happened anyway. In that case. Are we gonna see it go down? Is that what's gonna happen there? So it would have ended the same way. Yeah, we're about to see this happen, aren't we? Oh, it's a pickaxe? Fucking hell. Why would someone do this? I don't really understand. Motivation is there to do something like this. Because he's pissed because someone stole his work. Are you serious? Man, it's obviously frustrating when that happens, but to go out and murder people because of that? So what did this say here? I missed reading it completely. The man said he intended to kill any art student he saw. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, there was no avoiding this anyway. Which I'm not really sure how I feel about, to be honest. I guess I don't really feel any kind of way about that. It's just awful. Honestly, in that shot there, he looked like that horse from Berserk during the conviction arc. Also, it would have been different if she went and studied karate. You're telling me if she studied karate, she would just so happen to be here and save her? That's a bit of a stretch, but okay. So is this also just like these guys would meet eventually and actually become good friends eventually? I like stuff like that, honestly, like destined kind of. Honestly, the way this shot's kind of lingering, I wouldn't be too surprised if that ambulance just randomly blew up or something. Oh, that's the classic. I feel like that's quite a. I know it must be really hard creating a whole manga, but I think it's also a major skill in itself, just creating just like 8 panels and creating a story from just 8 panels. But that's a big skill in itself, condensing something to that length, still making it impactful. So I think that's just her manga brain working there. I was going to say this a minute ago. It's really hard to word this, is why I didn't want to say this, but at the end of the day, this is like a manga. This has been adapted from a manga, so you're just reading a manga while we're reading these characters. Um, Again, it feels like really real. I think the characters are very well written here, which like, yeah, gives us that kind of transportation of us into like that immersion. yeah, when you take a step back, this would be reading this for the first time would be reading a manga, and it can go whichever way the kind of author wants. If he wants to kind of redo it like what we just saw there, that's kind of part of the story, and it is what it is. But I think that is like the manga mind of I don't know the character's names, apologies, but this the author here, Sensei, I call her. I'm not sure we got the characters' names. If we did, they haven't been said an awful lot of times throughout. But I think that's just her imagination, perhaps at work there, or again a what if. And I think again it was. I mentioned it during the scene of her coming in. It's a bit far fetched to be honest, wasn't it? The fact that she would come in and notice at the exact time and would have took up karate all those years and saved her like that as a bit of a kind of again super what's the word for it, extravagized. I don't really know what the word is. Extravagant, bit too extravagant to actually happen. That's something that would happen in a manga, and that's happening in her head. I do imagine, which was nice to see, but again, quite sad, isn't it? It was like the positive swing on it of like, yeah, we were always destined to friends and such, rather than she was always destined to die. And what could have been if she didn't put that note under there, of course, but she did. Here is the drawing of it. That should be called "Look at My Back." Got an accent there. That's "Look Back." What you're telling me is, during all those years, the parents and the owners of this house never once like cleaned this place up or anything. I wonder we didn't see them at all. I don't know what it is about Japanese kanji that just looks so cool on clothing. It just does.
Again, the OST for this movie's been phenomenal, hasn't it? Really beautiful vibe it gives the show, gives the movie, should I say? Under the Katatsu. Wow. Oh wow, fucking hell. That was powerful. Like I said, I feel the music really, they nailed the vibe there. I feel like after seeing that, surely you're thinking like, yes, that was absolute. I mean, I know she died, but it was absolutely worth it, right? Having those moments together. Yeah, fucking hell. That would hit you, doesn't it? Fucking hell. Yeah, again, surely that was all like worth it. Whew, God damn. Almost got me there. Fucking hell. Right in the chest. Like I said a minute ago about the whole four panels, it's also amazing what a show like this, like multiple shows out there, go for many seasons, 3 or 4 or 5 seasons. It's also amazing seeing what you can achieve in just 60 minutes of a movie as well, isn't it? How much emotion you can, like, again, I was on the verge there. I felt it right in your chest, get you a bit choked up, and it's just like, it's amazing that spends like this can spend such a little time doing what shows that spend multiple tens of hours can't do in that long. This one has packed that much of an impact in such a short amount of time, because it's not got all these side characters and it's not got all these other focuses. It's just purely focused on these girls' story, and I've, I've, I've got to say I've loved it, to be honest. It's been amazing, hasn't it? And as I mentioned earlier on, I feel like if you are an actual creator as well, like a an artist or a mangaka or a drawer or a writer or anything in this kind of creative industry, you probably resonate quite a lot with even more of this. Even saying that though, it does just come down to a human level, even with that kind of artist kind of focus and such. At the end of the day, it does kind of come down to human relationships. And that is it. Fucking hell. Well, that, again, that was fantastic, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. Again, I knew I'd probably like it just because again I saw lots of positive things said about it, but again, I did see the side of other people saying that they really didn't like it and thought it was like really average and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I guess I was slightly worried in that regard, but I really enjoyed that. I don't play the music, so I can just keep it muted. So obviously, there's some significance in her sticking up the blank panel there. I don't really understand what is it. Is it like? Is it just to keep up that what if? Is it just to remember her by? Because she obviously ripped up the original manga that she put under her door. Just to remember those 4 blank panels. Not sure. Let me know what you guys think. I think there obviously is some significance behind it, isn't there? So is this by OM? I think they're a pretty good. Is it OLM? I don't know. I can't remember what studio is behind this. I'll have a look real quick. Is Studio Durian? Oh wow! I mean, this has got very high ratings on my anime list. Oh yeah, deservedly so, to be honest. Studio Durian. I'm not sure I've seen any of their projects. No, they've only done 4. Oh, they've only done 3, and one of them isn't released yet. I don't think. I think the animation and production quality and, as I said, soundtrack were brilliant here. So looking forward to seeing what more projects this studio does. This looked fantastic again, especially the character facial expressions. Again, I thought were really charming. To be fair, I'm someone that really loves that kind of stuff. So I think that was always going to be impressive to me. But yeah, just a blast. This wasn't it. As I said, they packed such amount of feeling, such a short span of time. It's actually quite incredible. I've watched shows that span on hundreds of episodes that haven't ever made me feel anything. And inevitably, there's going to be a fair few songs I'm going to have to add to my playlist after this as well. And she goes. Kirksville. Yeah, I think this did start streaming on Amazon today, didn't it? Okay. We've still got a minute left. Not sure if it's just the rest of the credits, perhaps. Yeah. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Again, I thought that was fantastic. Like, the being again 55 minutes long. If you don't count the credits, like again, they packed so much character and the interactions. I especially thought the start was like they've done such a good job setting up the characters again, not biting off too much as well, just like purely focusing on these 2 characters. And mostly it was the sensei that we had most of the focus on at the start, and then introducing just one more character and have it just be pretty much those 2 story throughout. I thought was fantastic. Loved their relationship. Loved the positive sides, the negative sides. Again, we saw the negative motivation and the negative thoughts towards the hikikomori. Again, it feels bad just calling her that, but like I said, I didn't get the name down, so apologies. Kyomoto. You guys know how terrible the names, especially on a movie or something like this. Yeah, never gonna remember them, so apologies about that. But yeah, having her think like motivate her to get better, but in a negative sense, and then her not really wanting to go around, and that actually being like the spark of like a beautiful relationship. But unfortunately, she did die. But like I said, I'm not sure how you can be in regret when you look back on those memories of like experience. It makes me a bit emotional when I bring that up, so I got to stop. But yeah, looking back on those beautiful kind of memories, it's just like, would you have not done that? We had the what if she didn't, and again, that was just like something out of a manga that totally would have never happened, in my opinion. It could have, don't get me wrong, but yeah, the way things did play out, why would you ever change that like beautiful smile that they had when they were spending that money in town, celebrating, getting second places? So like memories of moments like that will last forever, even if that person does die and such. And yeah, I just thought it was, yeah, I loved it. Do let me know what you guys thought about the movie down in the comment section. Let me know if you guys liked it as much as I did. Again, there's I've heard people get very emotional about this. Luckily, I managed to hold it in, which was good. But yeah, I can imagine, again, maybe a few people that this resonates with even more actually probably have an even stronger reaction. But yeah, leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. Again, look forward to seeing what you guys thought about the movie. I'll see you guys with the next work from the author, which will probably be Chainsaw Man Season 2 whenever that does come out. So see you guys then, and enjoy the rest of your day.